Hi friends, and welcome to From Amateur to Expert, how to become the best version of yourself. A few years ago, I was having a conversation with a young man who told me that he wanted to discuss how to accomplish his goals. And as we went along, he offered me excuse after excuse for why it couldn't be done. None of these excuses were tested. They were things that he believed would get in the way. And after we got to about 12 different reasons why it couldn't be done, the penny started to drop for me. And I realized that he wasn't actually asking for help, for a roadmap to get to his goals. Instead, what he was looking for was emotional validation of his excuses. Highly intelligent young man who used his own intelligence against himself. Now, often that phrase is true, that fools rush in where angels fear to tread. And often the fools get it right as a result, because they don't set up these mountains in their mind. They simply begin and then figure it out en route. So, what do you do if that's you? What if you are telling yourself 100 reasons why it cannot be done and essentially psyching yourself out? Well, the advice I'm not going to give you is to simply get over it and launch the project. Because generally speaking, when you're in that scenario, you are so psyched out that you don't have the energy to leap in and initiate the entire thing. You don't believe it's going to work, and for that reason, it is incredibly difficult to summon the energy, set aside the time, and put the focus necessary into achieving that goal. Here's what I'd like you to try instead. I want you to ask yourself, what is the minimum, laziest possible thing that I could do today? What is a minimum viable action? What's the least thing that I could possibly do? Let me give you a couple of examples of that one. Let's say, for instance, that your goal is perhaps to become a television presenter or a radio presenter. Or maybe your goal or ambition is to start studying a major topic, but you're worried that you can't afford it, that it's too far off in the distance, that it simply can't be done. Most of these things can begin with a phone call or an email. So, I don't want you to go and create an entire show reel or begin psyching yourself up for 5-10 years of study. Instead, I want you to send the email. Let's say, for example, the goal was to become a television or radio presenter. All you have to do is find the TV station or the radio station, find their website, and email this simple question. Do you hold auditions? That's it. You can do that. You can do that in a period of 5 minutes or less, and that is all that it will cost you. You may surprise yourself by being given a next step in response. Quite regularly, that kind of email gets the response of, "Dear aspirant candidate, by all means, prove yourself to us." And that's what you're after, that invitation to try a little harder. But you're not there yet emotionally and psychologically. Just send the email. What's the least you could do today? Let's take the study example. You think it costs too much. Send them an email, phone them up and say, do you offer concessions for people who can't afford the course? My entire career started with Toastmasters International. They teach public speaking and leadership, and in certain countries around the world, they offer concessions, even free membership in certain scenarios. Ask. That's all you have to do. I pointed out before that Forbes magazine has said that the number one skill in which you can invest to get ahead in your career happens to be presentation skills. So, what's your big dream? Okay, good. Stop looking at that mountain and ask yourself, today, what is that one email you could send? What is that one phone call you can make? It may give you traction, it may open a door and provide you with an invitation to take the next step. If it doesn't, I want you to take a day or so and feel terribly sorry for yourself. Terribly sorry indeed. And then the next day, I want you to ask yourself, what is the minimum, laziest, simplest step that I can take to try again? Go and try that now. Folks, if you've thought of one in your world, won't you please commit to doing it by commenting in the comment section below and telling us what it is? It must be simple, it must be easy, but you must do it. It's the doing that gets it done. Don't fixate on the size of the goal. Expend the minimum possible energy. Let's see where that gets you.